I felt incredibly called out here today. I woke up and just felt it necessary to come out here. I'm out at Lake Tacoma walking. It's a cold, wet day. Chance of rain, not really raining. Well, a little bit, but I was very prayerful about, well, God, why am I out here, you know? And really, God put me to Matthew 24. I feel like I talk about that a lot, but it's very appropriate because Matthew 24, for today and the world we're living in. But when I read it this morning, I saw something I didn't really see before. So I just kind of want to talk about that for a little bit, because really what's taking place here, it's right at the beginning of Matthew 24, as Jesus shows, the temple, or the disciples are showing Jesus the temple and kind of talking and bragging about it. And he says, this thing's going to get destroyed. And then they privately, later, shortly after that, they say in 3, tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age? And Jesus answered and said to them, take heed that no one deceives you. For many will come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see that you are not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So I've read that tons of time, but I just kind of decided to break down the words. And that word for wars is it's war, but it's also battle or strife, violence, that kind of thing. Chaos. Violent chaos is a good description, but it also means wars, but it means those other things too. There's definitely more definitive words for wars. But it's where it says, see that you are not troubled, where it says see, really what it should say is see to it, or that you are properly discerned. And I don't know why the translators didn't do that, because that's significant. It's one thing to say, well, see to it, but make sure, but see to it that you are discerned. But more, the word is more like properly discerned or clearly discerned. So see to it that you are properly discerned. And that you, because of this proper discernment, that you are not troubled. And that word troubled is really just this alarmed or fear. Because in the end, where it says, for all these things must come to pass, all these things means properly assigned a reason. So he's saying, for these are properly assigned a reason. It's not just all these things. It's a very significant translation difference. Because really what you should be saying is, for all these things are properly assigned a reason. And that they must, that word must is necessary. It is necessary that they come to pass. So what Jesus is saying all these things are properly assigned a reason, and that it's necessary that they come to pass. Now, this is very significant because, oh man, this is beautiful. So pretty out here, by the way. Now, all these things are necessary. And he's saying, see that you were properly discerned, that all these things have a purpose and a reason, and they are necessary. And I look at what's taking place in Israel right now, and you have to know that things like that war, that strife, that chaotic violence, whatever you want to call it, according to Jesus, you should discern that thing, and you should take that discernment and see, well, wait a second, that is necessary. It is necessary that must come to pass. And I don't think it's something that we could politicize in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. You know, one thing I've really learned, oh, it's so pretty. One thing I've really learned about the Word of God is there's a lot in there that I don't like. And there's a lot in there I probably just don't agree with. But that doesn't matter. It does not matter how I feel about that stuff. His ways are higher than my ways. His thoughts are higher than my thoughts. What is taking place in Israel, we must use our discernment to see that it has reason and purpose, and it is necessary that it come to pass. That's a very different translation. You know, I think that's why it's so important you actually look at the words when you're like, well, what are you trying to really say here? You know, to not actually hear it in their language. You know, one thing I've kind of learned about traveling a bit these last years, man, languages are hard. And what you say matters, like your tone, like your pitch. It all matters, you know? And I think it's important that we take some moments and we really try to see what it is, just see what it is Jesus is trying to tell us in this idea as well as we stare at Israel going through what Israel is going through. Realize that he said, you know, at first, you know, there's going to be false Christs and there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, where there's going to be, you know, violence, chaos, strife, and rumors of violence, chaos, strife, and wars. But see that you are not troubled. Use your discernment and don't have fear. That all these things are necessary and they must come to pass. Any thoughts or insight on that? Definitely put that below.